Okay, we're gonna read the passage Now or Never. This is a writing practice for editing and revising. So we're just gonna read the passage to understand what the passage is about. We just need to find the main idea. I'm gonna write it down here, main idea. And just to have a gist of what they are talking about. If I can see some spelling mistakes or sentences that are not making a lot of sense, I can underline those. But I'm not going to stop and reflect on that. I'm just going to keep reading to understand what the passage is about. Jared felt dizzy as he looked over the cliff. The title is Now or Never, and I assume that's Jared. Jared felt dizzy as he looked over the cliff. The ground seemed to be a long way down. His camp counselor, Andrea, smiled up at him. She gave Jared a thumbs up. Jared gulped. He still wasn't sure he could do this. He was like, goop. He was nervous. All week at camp, Jared had eyed the tall cliff. He had seen other campers rappelling down the side of it. It looked so cool, but so scary at the same time. Jared wanted to do it, and it was to rappel. Okay, this sentence is weird. Okay, next. Now, Jared was hooked up to a rope by a complicated mess of straps. He was at the top of the cliff with him. Who? Saying something about how strong the rope was. Who is he? Oh, I need to take my yellow color. I don't know. He explained, again, that Jared didn't need to be afraid because the rope and straps would hold an elephant. Nice to know, Jared said. At the bottom of the cliff, Andrea was also connected to the rope. It was time, now or never, Jared thought, keeping his eyes on the counselor at the top. Oh, it was a counselor at the top. He slowly leaned back. He felt a strong straight rope in his hands. Jared gripped it tightly and leaned out as far as he could stretch. Step, step, step. His feet took turns, creeping down the side of the cliff. He was doing it. Jared was actually rappelling. He made his way steadily down. A grin began to spread over his face. He went faster and faster until his last step was more like a jump. Jared suddenly realized that he had made it to the bottom. His legs were still a bit shaky as he gave Andrew a high five, but Jared knew exactly what his first words would be now that he had made it down. And it doesn't say what. What word? What are the first words? Okay, let's go to the questions. Okay, question number 1. Claire wants to straighten the focus of her story. Which of the following is the best replacement for sentence 10? So, in other words, they want me to check which one is the best choice. Instead of saying Jared wanted to do it and it was to rappel. So, let's see. A. Being at a camp had been a wonderful experience for Jared and the other kids. But it's not talking about that. It's talking about that he really wanted to rappel. So, no. Jared was sometimes a little afraid to do things he had never done before. Yes, that is true, but he really wanted to rappel. No. Today was Jared's last chance to overcome his fear and give rappelling a try. That could be. Even though the others had been rappelling down the side of the cliff, Jared didn't want to. No, he really wanted to. So which one is the best choice? This one right here. Today was Jared's last chance to overcome his fear and give rappelling a try. Okay? Number 2. The meaning of sentence 12 is unclear. What change can Claire make to improve the clarity of this sentence? And my advice to you is not only to find sentence 12, of course, in your reading or in your passage, but also to copy it. So you don't have to be like back and forth all the time, and then you're going to miss something. I'm going to use my color to underline. I'm going to use green. So sentence 12. He was at the top of the cliff with him, saying something about how strong the rope was. And we didn't know who he was. I actually underlined it in yellow, as you can see twice. Because it was unclear, and then at the third sentence, then it said that it was a counselor actually who was at the top. So let me see. I'm gonna move my page so I won't be confused. Okay, so the meaning of sentence 12 is unclear. What can we do? He was at the top, so we're gonna see. Change he to another counselor, and that makes sense. Change Cliff to Spot? No, a spot could be anywhere. Change him to them? No, because he's talking about it was talking about the boy Jared, not lots of people. Change the rope to it. If you do that, it will be very unclear because you don't know what it is. So no. The correct answer then is letter F. Change he to another counselor. Let me move my page. Which sentence can best follow and support sentence 15? Okay, I'm gonna look for sentence 15. It's right here. At the bottom of the cliff, Andrea was also connected to the rope. Okay, so I need to make that better. Okay, I don't know if you can appreciate it. Okay, at the bottom of the cliff, Andrea was also connected to the rope. Okay, I'm gonna move my page so I can see all my choices. And I have letter A. She will help keep the rope tight and make sure Jared was safe coming down. I don't know. At the bottom, the original sentence is, at the bottom of the cliff, Andrew was also connected to the rope. So Andrew was connected to the rope at the bottom of the cliff. And that is what I need to think about. Okay, she will help keep the rope tight and make sure. Oh, wait. Is the question is follow sentence 15. So I need to do plug it in. Okay? Let me read them together. I was doing it wrong. One more time. At the bottom of the cliff, Andrea was also connected to the rope. She will help keep the rope tight and make sure Jared was safe coming down. Actually, this one makes sense. Let's read the other ones. Let me read again. At the bottom of the cliff, Andrea was holding the rope. Andrea had been such a good friend, and looking down at her right now made Jared think of all the fun they had had. No, because he's not talking about the experience of rappelling. Okay, let me move my paper again. At the bottom of the cliff, Andrew was also connected to the rope. Jared was feeling great and stepped back from the cliff to look around at all the beautiful scenery. No, because he was not at the bottom of the cliff just yet. He was starting to go down. Remember. Okay, let me move my paper. At the bottom of the cliff, Andrew was also connected to the rope. Andrew was right there, connected to the rope that Jared was connected to. Oh my goodness, everybody's connected. So connected. No, it's very, repetitive. So my correct answer will be my first choice. Okay? Okay, so she will help keep the rope tight and make sure Jared was safe coming down. So it is explaining why she was at the bottom of the cliff holding the rope. Question 4. What is the most effective way to combine sentences 24 and 25? I need to go back and underline 24 and 25. I'm going to use my yellow, and you can also use your colors. So 24. He made his way steadily down. A grin began to spread over his face because he was making progress coming down the cliff. So we're going to combine them. I'm going to circle combine. We're going to combine them. F. Since he made his way steadily down with the green, it began to spread over his face. Okay, that is the weirdest sentence ever. He made his way steadily down because a green began to spread. No, it's the other way around. He was greening because he was coming down steadily. As he made his way steadily down, comma, a grin began to spread over his face. Sounds good. Let me read the other choice. He made his way steadily down, a grin began to spread. No, because all of these is like a run-on. Words are running. He made his way steadily down, a grin began to spread over his face. No. The best choice, I'm going to use my red one. So is as he made his way steadily down, a grin began to spread over his face. Okay, number 5. Claire forgot to include an important detail in the last paragraph, sentences 16 to 29. With trembling, okay, I'm going to, first of all, put a star because these ones are worth double the points. Second thing to do is to read the sentence and really understand. You have a visual in your head. With trembling legs, imagine him and imagine Jared with trembling legs. That's what you're going to do. With trembling legs, he took his first step. So that will be the first step coming down the cliff. Not when he was in the middle, not when he was at the bottom of the cliff, but when he was starting during his first step. Now that I have a visual in my head, I can go back and check these choices in my passage and do the strategy, plug it in. There is no other way. There is no other way. I need to go back and check where it fits better. You have after, sentence 19, sentence 20, sentence 21, or sentence 26. So I need to go back to 19. If you check the top of my page, I have 19 right there. I am going to use a green color right here. So he felt strong, straight rope. He felt a strong, straight rope in his hands. With trembling legs, he took his first step. Jared gripped it tightly and leaned out as far as he could stretch. And I'm going to tell you right now, it can't be after sentence 19 because sentence 19 is just describing the boy holding the rope and then how he held it very tight. Sentence 20 is about holding it very tight and leaning out a little bit. So he hasn't taken his first step yet. It can be sentence 19. I'm going to cross it out. After sentence 20, Jared, I'm going to use another color. I'm going to use the yellow. Jared gripped it tightly and leaned out as far as he could stretch. With trembling legs, he took his first step. Step, step, step. His feet took turns creeping down the side of the cliff. This one makes sense. And as you can see, it's not only about reading the sentence 20 and then reading the sentence they want me to include, but also the following sentence because the three of them must make sense. Okay, so you're reading the sentence they tell you, the sentence they want you to include, and the sentence that follows, and they all have to make sense. It does make sense because the sentence they want me to put in there is talking about his first step, and sentence 21 says step, 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 so it's after sentence 20. Let's see sentence 21, and let's see if it actually works better. Let's try. With trembling legs, he took his first step. I'm sorry, no, it's after sentence 21. 21. Step, step, step. His feet took turns creeping down the side of the cliff. With trembling legs, he took his first step. Okay, these cannot be because in sentence 21, he already took the steps. and then they want me to say that he took his first step with trembling legs? It makes no sense. Remember, everything must have a sequence. Letter D, after sentence 26. Sentence 26 says, I'm going to use my blue. He went faster and faster until his last step. Okay, I can tell right now it doesn't make sense because sentence 26 is talking about the last step, and the sentence they want me to include is talking about his first step. So my answer with red is after sentence 20.